I'll give you an example. If you ask in most companies, if an employee walks up to you and they say, well, boss, you gave me 2 jobs to do. I have this job and I have this job. Which do you want me to do? I can't, what am I going to do? Most supervisors will say, I'll take this one away, you do this one. The correct response from now on from you should be, I expect both. High expectations. I want both. If you set goals, and for your part of the operation, you set your goal here, right? And if your employees are performing here, if you have high expectations, you force the performance up to meet the performance bar that you set, right? Well, you know what happens very often in business, and leaders are responsible, when the goal is here and the performance of the individuals is here, there's another way to close that performance gap. And often this happens where the goal is dropped to match the actual performance of the people in the work group. And if you find yourself being that kind of a supervisor where you're lowering the bar, accepting excuses for non-performance, if that happens to you, you have become part of the problem. You have a responsibility as leaders to hold the standard firm and make the work groups and the people meet those goals. The first thing you could say is, well, we have to build 100,000 homes this year. Well, it wouldn't be too bad if we only hit 93,000, what's wrong with that? No, the standard's 100,000. Now we have to work to get to 100,000. There's no choice. In fact, our goal, if our average time to build is, I don't know what the average time to build is, but let's say it's 30 days to build a home. We want to get it down to 28 days, not 32. We want to raise the bar, not lower it. And if you find yourself lowering the bar for your work group and accepting excuses for non-performance, you've met the enemy, and it's you as a leader. You have that responsibility to hold people accountable using high expectations for everything that you do. Because you know what? Your boss holds you to high standards. Your boss doesn't let you make excuses for not performing. Your boss expects you to achieve the goals of the company. And you have a right and a responsibility to require your team to also respond using high expectations. And there's a great standard that you can set for the company, Hecate. The talent pool in Bentonville, he hired off the farm. 75% of the people were promoted from within, and the Wal-Mart way is most important. When you hire people for your company from now on, the Casas Heo way is the most important way. Sam Walton believed in hiring people who had the right attitude, and he would teach them the skills. Okay? So he would go hire people that didn't have the skills intentionally. He would intentionally go out and find people that didn't have the retail experience, so they didn't bring bad habits. And your responsibility is to find people that have a good attitude to adapt to your business, to serve customers, and hopefully they can swing a hammer, and they can pull wire, and they can do the things you need for them to do out there in the field. But hire for attitude and teach the skills. If you have people who aren't performing, if that bar is dropping, deal with your non-performers. You know why you have to deal with your non-performers? Because you have to give your good employees, the good performers, a reason to continue doing a good job. And finally, service. What importance is placed on service at Walmart? The focus of every strategy at Walmart is service. And they have a strategy called internal customer service. Do you know what internal customer service is? It's the level of service that the people in this room provide to one another. And it's my belief, if you want to have superior service in the field with your clients, this group of people here needs to serve one another in the same manner. And if someone comes to you and they say they need your help, and they're a member of your team, you have to do whatever you have to do to help them. At Walmart, they had this it was like the Three Musketeers. It's all for one and one for all. And if somebody from one of the departments in Mexico City needed help from someone else in a department in Mexico City, they'd ask for help, and the person would say, "What do you need and when do you need it?" In many companies, when you ask someone else for help, they say, "I'm too busy." They tell you excuses. They tell you how they can't help you. When you have superior internal customer service, people help one another to succeed. It's one agenda and it's one team. And if you find yourself making excuses to your fellow team members about why you can't help, you need to rethink your strategy about internal customer service. If you'll focus on this area to make sure that everyone here is helping one another to succeed, what happens is you create synergy. And when you create those synergies, you take the company another level up when it comes to serving your external customers. Sam believed in service to the point that he believed that 99.9% of customers are honest. Even that guy with the golf club, he believed he was honest. He had to. He didn't write his customer-related policies based on dishonesty. He wrote his customer-related policies based on honest customers. He believed the customer is the boss. Do you know when that customer that you're talking to and you're serving, that is the individual that writes your paycheck. That's the individual that pays the bills at Casas Hayos. They're the boss, and they can choose to spend their money elsewhere at another home builder, and in effect, they fire you. That's one of the reasons why you have to take the philosophy, our customer is our boss, and I wouldn't have a paycheck if it weren't for that customer. And finally, drop everything for your customers. If you come within eyesight of a customer, stop what you're doing immediately and assist the customer every single time. And I'm talking about the external customer and the internal customer. If you have someone from your company that needs help, stop what you're doing and help them. And see what you can do to help them to solve whatever problem they're having. But it's called drop everything to serve your customers. You know, I wish we had more time to talk today. We've talked about the Walmart way and the Casa Heo way. And there's very many similarities between the 7 strategies of Walmart and the 5 missions that you have as a company. And, you know, to close out today, you know, the reality is you need to focus everything you do on the client. And I want you to stand up one more time with me. And I want you to repeat after me. Are you ready? Hey-oh. Casa Heo. Todo por la cliente. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you.